Alright, today we're looking at another Lishen knife. This is the Lishen Bushdog. This is a general purpose camping knife. We got a really dirty blade here. I just came in from the field using it, so it's really dirty. Let's talk about specs before we get to that footage. We have a blade length of 5.87 inches. We have an overall length of 10.875 inches. The stock is 0.15. The steel is 52-100. Now, his 52-100 is very well heat treated. It takes a really good edge, holds a really good edge. It's super tough. I really like it. This Bushdog in particular is a little bit of an exception because he doesn't make them necessarily this thin anymore. This was one of his very first convex ground knives. So it's pretty thin, but I like it that way. It's super slicey. You'll see from the footage, it just does a really good job with vegetables, and even when it comes to wood, it does a good job. He also doesn't make them as high of a saber anymore. So, you know, if you want something like this, I would imagine you'd have to spec it out differently because the Bushdog doesn't actually come standard as a convex, but rather as just a standard flat saber. So this one's a bit of an exception. Fantastic knife though. I think this is a really good thickness for this type of knife. I think it does really good for everything that I do with them anyway. I asked him to put a really good 90-degree spine on this, and you'll see from the footage, it's fantastically ground. Here's the sheath that it comes with. It's a standard pouch sheath. Fits in there really good. When I use it, I actually take out this Castrum D-ring drop loop adapter thingy, and so I use it like that as a dangler. That's just my preferred method. So I think this blade would be really good paired along with obviously an axe or a saw, that kind of thing. Just your standard camping implements, but also like paired with like a Swiss Army knife or something like that. Excellent. I don't think you could go wrong with it. I did a lot to it out in the field today and in the kitchen, so let's just see just how sharp it is after. Oh yeah. And I was not gentle on it at all. Of course, I'm really not gentle with much any knife, but it's holding its own. I don't have anything bad to say about it. The ergos on this thing are fantastic. So the handle is rather thick compared to most blades out there. But this one I think you'll find is extremely ergonomic. Using the just standard hammer grip, it is so comfortable. You just have so much control. Choking back, you could probably do some light chopping if you wanted to. I didn't do any of that, but I'm sure you could do it just fine. So this part right here is actually, he rounded this off a little bit, so when you are choking up, it's not, scraping your finger. Now, if you purposely run it this way, it's going to be a little sharp, but just standard holding it, it's fantastic. You can pinch grip it, and when you're on a cutting board, there's almost enough clearance where you can get flat with it. So even for food prep, it's going to be fantastic for that kind of stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed this handle style that he's got going on. The ergos are just fantastic. So let's go take a look at the footage that I got of me actually using this blade. So as you can see from that footage, this thing is a super performer. It does really well at just about everything, and as far as I'm concerned with using a knife, it does what I want it to do very well. So if you want to get your hands on one, unfortunately his books are closed, but if you have yourself a spot reserved, you're more than open to order one of these. And if not, you want to jump on his Facebook page and you want to keep your eye out for when he opens his books up again so that you can get your name in there. And if you want to get yourself one of these, order yourself one. So until the next one, we'll see y'all around.